Joanna is one of those gals that just has the it factor. You want to see her interviews, you want to see her stare downs, you want to see her weigh-ins. I mean, in many ways, I tell you guys this about Mike Perry many times. Like anything Mike Perry's doing, you got my attention. Mike Perry stopped and picked up a turtle in the street one time and did not say a word, and I watched it 4 times and thought it was wonderful, and I sent it to friends. Like, there's just something about Mike Perry. I want to see what he's doing, but Joanna's that same way. It's not just the punches and kicks, and as much as I think she's a terrific fighter, she will do stuff in media and interviews. I remember when she kind of busted on the scene, she only had like a win or two. She goes right into a title fight with Carla Esparza. And they were doing some media, and Joanna was working this whole, holding the finger up. I'm number one. Anytime the camera was on her, she would just hold up the one. It was a simple gimmick, but for some reason it worked, and she looked really cool doing it. She had like her hair pulled back, and she had this cool leather jacket on, and then she's holding up number one. So she gets face to face with Carla, who is the world champion. Carla has the belt over her shoulder. And Joanna, and I don't think Carla knew that this was Joanna's thing. So they get in a face-off, and Joanna starts doing the number one. So Carla, in my interpretation, thought, oh, this is just what we're doing. So Carla holds up the number one, like, hey, we're making the same face type thing. Joanna tells her, no, you don't do that. You cannot do that. You put that down. I am number one. You do not hold up this finger. And Carla, the world champion, complied. She put her finger down and just stood there. And I'm going, Carla, you're the world champion, not her. What are you doing? But I think Carla was just caught off guard. I think she thought, oh, we're just being ladies, and this is the new pose. You know how they'll face off, and if one throws their hands up, the others throws their hands up, but there's not heat there. That's just what you're doing. Then if one decides they want to shake hands, okay, the other shakes hands. It's just what we're doing. I think Carla thought, oh, this is just what we're doing. I had followed Joanna's media, so I no, that's what Joanna does. So I got it. But the point I'm trying to make for you, Joanna was offered the Weili fight 3 times. Now, we never knew that. Joanna came out and offered that and said, I said no all 3 times. Well, that was compelling for me because Joanna strikes me as the kind of girl that doesn't ever say no. But I accepted her explanation. Whether I agreed with it or not, I accepted her explanation. What she said was, look, no one knows who Weili is. I do, because I keep my eye on this division, and she's a very, very good fighter. She's a very dangerous fighter. I'm a former world champion. For me to go out and take on who I believe is a top contender, if not a future champion, for me to go take her on when I can't get any shine off of it because people don't know her, and I could lose the fight and look like a fool doing it, that's a risk I don't want to take. Well, okay, that made a level of sense. Now, you can't question Joanna's courage. This wasn't a courage statement. This was more of an intellectual statement where she just looked at the landscape and said, now is not the time. Weili grabs the belt. Joanna goes, yeah, I'll do it. I never had a problem with fighting her. I had a problem with the perception and the pressures that would have come with me being the former champion and her being an unknown. Now that that's not the case, let's get it on. I get it. I really do respect that. And then when you look at Weili, there is a question of what do we do here? First off, you need a contender. Rose appears to be out for an indefinite period. I don't think we've ever been given clarity on when Rose is coming back. Joanna has done some very heavy lifting and does appear to be the one to do the fight. And when you're dealing with Weili and you're dealing with something that was accidentally so incredibly special, if you go look right there, fighting in China, she's a major Chinese star. The Chinese government is greatly different than what we may be able to relate to. Let me just put it into Olympic terms, okay? They do not put a team forward. They will not send a team out of the country and put a team forward unless they have a reasonable belief that they can win a medal. It is that serious. They do not they do not pay to send tourists. If you're a great athlete in your sport and you've risen to the top of China, but on the world level, they don't believe that you could bring home gold, silver, or bronze. They call you a tourist and we're not going to pay you to go. Now, that's pretty hardcore, but I think you understand the point. That to get the blessing of China to go out into an international sport and compete, the government itself will assess you. Therefore, if you go out and you bring home the hardware, which Weili did, it's a very special thing, almost to a different level. As much as we appreciate our greats, I think with the story that I just told you, it's appreciated even more. It's a very special thing. So what do? In this business, it's not like boxing where you get an easy opponent and you get carried. It's not like pro wrestling where the deck gets stacked. No. No matter how hot of a hand we got dealt, and no matter how much this person can drive us in a very specific and massive geographical area, if you're wearing the belt, you fight the number one contender. It is as cutthroat, but also as honest, as integrity-filled. It's as close to a competitive architecture as you can have without having a straight line bracket. And it looks like Weili and Joanna are going to square off. And in my opinion, it's about time.
On the feet or on the ground, undefeated, never lost a round. Biggest arms in the city of Westland, undisputed, GOAT king of wrestling. Tito tapped, Fado quit. John Jones broke a toe and had to sit. Anderson got mauled and bashed, and the bad guy made off with a bag of cash. Oh, and by the way, let me offer this. Chael knows just how good Conor McGregor is, and he knows into all this where Kevin Lee fits, but he'll never reveal the secret to business. Uncle Chael, Uncle Chael, Uncle Chael, Iranami, Uncle Chael, Uncle Chael, Uncle Chael, the bad